Democrats about the impeachment inquiry. Were you surprised by what he did yesterday?
Well, look, the facts are important, and we'll get to that. I want to start with something that I think is also important about facts, because recently on your show here...
I was just going to get to that.
Good. Yeah. Helping you out.
You want me to ask you the question?
Yeah.
No. Joy is fully aware of what Tulsi is about to bring up. Notice how she's trying to take control of the conversation? Tulsi is not going to allow that to happen.
Look, some of you have accused me of being a traitor to my country, a Russian asset, a Trojan horse, or a useful idiot, I think was the term that you used, which basically means that I'm naive or lack intelligence to know what's going on.
They use that.
I want to let your viewers know exactly who I am.
All right.
Set the record straight. I am a patriot. I love our country. I am a strong and intelligent woman of color, and I have dedicated almost my entire adult life to protecting the safety, security, and the freedom of all Americans in this country. It was the attacks on 9/11.
I think Tulsi Gabbard is a great woman. I think she makes a great point right there, describing her personality, who she is exactly, and what she values, and what she is fighting for her own country. I think The View is only there to make critiques, to gain views and gain ratings and create controversy. Unfortunately, they are not honest most of the time.
We're getting a little bit far ahead of ourselves, but Franklin Graham finds you refreshing. He doesn't find me refreshing. Richard Spencer, the white nationalist leader, says he could vote for you.
Joy, this is why...
I mean, you're on Tucker Carlson at least 10 times. Why don't you go on Chris Wallace's show?
This is why I'm here.
Look how Joy is struggling right now, trying to avoid being called out. Do you see how she keeps trying to change the subject, trying to derail the conversation? Tulsi showed up to put Joy in her place.
Because you and other people continue to spread these innuendos that have nothing to do with who I am.
Well, Hillary Clinton...
Yeah, I totally agree with her right there. She's trying to paint Tulsi Gabbard as a far-right nationalist when that's not exactly what she is, not at all.
Started it, and then you shot back at her, boy. You called her the queen of warmongers.
You doubled down, unfortunately, you doubled down on the baseless accusations that she made that strikes at the core of who I am. I'm a soldier. Because of the attacks on 9/11, I enlisted in the military to go after and defeat and destroy the evil that visited us on that day. I've served now for over 16 years, deployed twice to the Middle East during the height of the war, where every single day I saw firsthand the terribly high human cost. That's why I ran for Congress.
We actually have the clip of Hillary Clinton, just to put this in context of what we're talking about. Let's take a look at that.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of, sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. And that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not.
I think Tulsi Gabbard is doing a great job as painting herself being a patriot. I think they're only trying to paint her as a far-right nationalist, and unfortunately she just wants to defend her country. She just wants to do the best she can do to defend her country, to protect the average American people. I think she actually was pushed away from the Democratic Party because she was trying to do the right thing for the American people. She did not want to obey the donor class, did not want to obey the Democratic Party elites that make the rules. She just went her own way, went her independent way, and finally joined Donald Trump in his cabinet.
Also a Russian asset.
Is it me, or does it seem like Hillary is always bringing up Russians? Anytime she talks about someone that she doesn't like, they have to be associated with the Russians. That's like her go-to line. Everyone who isn't on her side is a favorite of the Russians.
So
really? I mean, this is outrageous. This is outrageous and offensive on so many levels. I've served as a member of Congress now for almost 7 years, receiving high-level national security and intelligence briefings, serving on the Foreign Affairs Committee, the Armed Services Committee, the Homeland Security Committee, working to ensure the safety and security of the people of this country. This is why I'm running for president, to continue that commitment of service.
So are you surprised, though, that when people see bots and things and all the things that we've sort of been seeing heading your way, that people have these questions? Because she's not the only one. Hillary, I don't think, is the only one. So what she's saying is she feels they are grooming you. You're saying nobody's grooming me. I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm a soldier and a patriot.
It's offensive to me as a soldier, as an American, as a member of Congress, as a veteran, and frankly, as a woman, to be so demeaned in such a way.
But you called her the personification of rock.
So demeaned
She's a woman
in such
too.
a way. Well, I'm pointing to the fact that she has continued this legacy of being the world's police around the world, that has waged wars costing the lives of thousands of my brothers and sisters in uniform. I'm speaking out against that. And
What's your evidence to that?
To change.
Well, can I?
Are you serious?
Let's hear it.
Are you?
I think politics is a dirty game. They are trying to dig up anything that they can find against their political opponents, trying to put them in jail, trying to discredit them, trying to cancel them any way they can. And for Tulsi Gabbard, they try to link her to the Russian, and it ultimately failed.
Serious?
Let's hear it.
I served in the war
Not
in
you,
Iraq.
her. You're saying that she's
exactly.
she's a
I served
warmonger. How
in
do you
the
come
war
up with
in
that?
Iraq
Yeah.
that she championed. She championed a regime change war
Did you not
in
believe
Libya.
in that war?
I believe the lies that were told to us.
Well, so did she.
Look, it is indisputable. It is indisputable to say anything other than the fact that Hillary. Let me just close this out. That Hillary Clinton, throughout her career, has led with a foreign policy of interventionism and being the world's police, going and toppling dictators in other countries that has caused such destruction and loss of life. I'm against that. I'm running for president to change that. Rather than actually debate me on the issues, she and others are resorting to these smear tactic campaigns, seeking to undermine me, smear my character, and sending a message to anyone who dissents: toe the line, or you too will be smeared.
I totally agree with what she said right there. That basically the politicians are trying to destroy their opponent's lives. They're trying to destroy their image. They are trying to destroy their reputation any way they can. And they will resort to any dirty tactic possible to prevent them for winning.
I feel like Joy was very uncomfortable this whole interview. The minute Tulsi said she wanted to discuss facts, Joy appeared flustered and nervous, constantly interrupting and trying to get control over the conversation. And I think she had every right to be nervous. I guess she was under the impression that Tulsi wasn't going to stand up for herself after Sunny and Joy decided to slander Tulsi's name on live TV just a few weeks earlier. But as you can tell, Sunny knew that was a possibility. Who else thinks Sunny caught out on short notice? I really doubt her absence was a coincidence. But that's just my opinion. Be sure to share yours in the comments.
Hillary Clinton has been doing a job ducking Tulsi Gabbard's attempt to serve her with a defamation lawsuit, using her Secret Service guards and personal attorneys to block Gabbard's efforts. However, the former Secretary of State and presidential candidate has reportedly finally accepted the papers after lots of media coverage of her denial. It proves you can't hide forever and settles what may become a nasty fight between two Democratic Party favorites. RT correspondent John Huddy has more.
This document.
You can run, but you can't hide forever, even if you're Hillary Clinton. Clinton had been successfully dodging Representative Tulsi Gabbard's efforts to serve her with a $50 million defamation lawsuit by reportedly using her Secret Service guards and personal lawyers to turn the process server away. Well, that is until now. Clinton reportedly finally accepted the lawsuit papers, and the case is now moving forward. FoxNews.com quoted Gabbard's attorney, Brian Dunn, as saying that after the media picked up this story, Ms. Clinton's lawyer changed course and agreed to accept service. Gabbard filed a defamation lawsuit.
I totally think that Hillary Clinton is crooked. She just wants to send people to war. She just wants to make money any way they can. She's basically defending the neocon, the Democratic Party elite, the donor class. She just wants to make money through the military-industrial complex and through the many different partnerships that she has had over the years. And I don't think she's the right person to represent the American people, to defend Americans' interests overseas or internally. I think she lost the presidency for good reason.
Lawsuit against Hillary Clinton for comments Clinton made on a podcast back in October, calling the Hawaii Congresswoman a Russian asset and the favorite of the Russians.
They've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's a favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far.
But if they can falsely portray me as a traitor, then they can do it to anyone. And in fact, that's exactly the message that they want to get across to you. That if you stand up against Hillary and the party power brokers, if you stand up to the rich and powerful elite and the war machine, they will destroy you and discredit your message.
To win a defamation case, a plaintiff has to prove a number of very important things, including that the comments made about that person resulted in some kind of serious harm and or damages. Defamation cases are some of the toughest to prove in court. Well, to make her point in the court of public opinion, Gabbard recently went on Tucker Carlson's show on Fox News to bemoan Clinton's comments and posted this tweet with a clip of the appearance on her Twitter account where Gabbard has more than 700,000 followers. She also tweeted this video of her snowboarding recently in New Hampshire while on the campaign trail. It's on her Facebook page, too, where she has close to 500,000 followers and even advertises for a chance to win a trip to New Hampshire and even go snowboarding with Tulsi. So,
Tulsi Gabbard ultimately won her battle against Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is not liked by many people. Her political career is basically over. She's only in the Democratic Party to retain some kind of power over the party, right? But Tulsi Gabbard is a much better candidate for future presidential election. She has a huge role right now in the Republican Party and besides Donald Trump in the Trump administration, and she's gonna do great things over the coming years. I believe the public is following her closely and supporting her in everything that she does. So she has a bright future ahead of her. I truly believe so, that Tulsi Gabbard is ultimately on a great path and will have a great political career if she chooses to. I honestly appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching and staying with me to the end. Click right there so that you can watch the next video. And I will see you there. Bye bye for now.